You don't have to be the originator of an idea. You can see a model that works and just execute better than someone else, or see something that works one place and bring it to where it's not. I would say, Starbucks was modeled, right? Churchill's overseas, he sees this incredible situation in Italy and says, wow, this could translate so well. Let's take this back here to Seattle. Steve Jobs used to say the best ideas are stolen, right? Because, he didn't create the mouse. The Apple came, he went to Xerox, right? And they built the mouse, they built that interface. He just went out and basically stole it, right? The idea that you have to be an original thinker, I consider myself to have a lot of original thoughts, but I also believe, holy cow, I stand on the shoulders of so many people that I've learned throughout the years that I've forgotten half of where it's come from because I've read so much, learned so much, interviewed so many people. The ideas come from looking for them, being obsessed to find them, and being clear about what you're looking for. I'm looking for something that's going to change lives in this way, or that I'm really passionate about in this subject and that I really believe can have a margin. So I think that's one thing. I think the other thing is it's all about creating the right questions. So I tell people, if you want to create innovation in your organization, if you try to do it like once a year rain dance, it never works. You got to train your people in a different way. And the way I do it in all my companies, and the way we've grown so much is, I am always bringing new voices to the table. New voices come up with new conversations, come up with new decisions, new ideas. So I met a multi-billionaire many years ago, now a good friend of mine, very private man. And I asked him the most important aspect of growing his businesses. He said, every single year, I bring somebody new to the C-suite. Every single year. And he said, and the reason is new blood has fresh thinking. They have a fresh voice. They have a fresh perspective. And they shake things up a little bit. And he said, and I get somebody off the team. He does the GE approach to things very often in that area, right? Then the second piece, though, is if you're getting those new voices, you want new conversations, so you need to ask new questions. And one of the questions I teach businesses to ask is, what business are you in? What business are you really in? And I got that from Mark Benioff because Steve Jobs mentored him. And he shared with him that when he took over Apple after the debacle, right, they were near bankruptcy, the first question he asked everybody is, what business we're in? They all said the computer business. He said, if that's true, we're in deep trouble. Right. In fact, it's not even called
Apple Computer anymore.
It's not, it's just Apple, right? And what he said is, they worked in it over the years, and at one stage early on, they said, we're in the business of giving people, of connecting people to their passions. And we do it artfully, we do it beautifully, we do it in a way that works. And connecting their passions led them to music, which became the transformation of Apple, right? iTunes, and then that led to phone. I mean, Apple's a phone company now. If they'd said Apple Computer, they would not be one of the richest companies in the history of the world. It's when they expanded and increased what their real core business was. So new questions, new voices, new experiments. Twitter was an experiment. Sounded like an idiotic idea, a couple guys on the side doing as a project, and it blew up.
140 characters.
Yeah, and who wants to do that? What am I going to do that for? Who's going to care? Took off and all the way. You got to try experiments. Most aren't going to work. And I think that if you try new experiments, you get new voices, you're asking new questions, you're going to stimulate new answers. But most people do the same thing. And also, when you start saying, I don't have the idea, and you believe I don't have the right ideas, you don't even look for them anymore, right? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.